Ooh, hold on, wait, I'm too loud. Let me slide. Well, no, because when I get to start talking, I never peek in the microphone, so I guess there's no reason. So, what's up, y'all? We in here now. We in here. We in here, man. Before I start, my hair is, jeez. I wonder if I should put a hat on. Cause I like to hold on. Let me get a hat. Let me get a hat, chat. I'm gonna be back. If I could find one, I can't even find a hat. I had one earlier. I don't know where I put it. That's the real question: is where did I put that hat from earlier? Cause I had it and I set it down somewhere. I got it. Yeah, Sirski. All right, bet. Now we back. Now we might know what we talking about. They might be like, hold on, he might know what he's talking about now. You know what I'm saying? Look, I like this hat. This hat kind of tough. This hat tough. If I put this up, there you go. Now you guys can see what I'm talking into, so you don't think I'm just talking like a madman. Now you know. But does this affect the level of the mic? Not really. If I turn it. If I turn it upside down. Like that. That still doesn't affect it. I mean, it kind of does. You know what I'm saying? This is why I always troubleshoot before I get on here. So I don't have to do this while I'm on here. Because as you can see, we are still trying to set up for the pod. Well, I wouldn't even really call this a pod episode. It's mainly just me going back through these. Because I know, I took a little break. I had some stuff go on. And now I have to catch up. So I'm just going to rep out some of these videos here on stream for you guys. Because I know some of y'all are like, what's going on, bro? What's happening? Like, we ain't seen a video in a couple of days. Ain't seen no shorts, ain't seen no videos, man. I'm sorry. Life has been lifing. And then I just took this time to move my whole room around. So everything swapped around in here. So I took all of yesterday to toss my whole room apart and throw it back together. And I still don't think it's how I want it 100%. Some stuff I still need to move. But I changed my bed. My setup, my PC literally swapped. It was on that wall. And now it's against the wall over here. So I just drug it from over there and put it over here. And I'm actually kind of pleased with how it looks now. And then I even got my TV over there in the corner. But there's a lot of junk over there that I still have to move. So I'm not really going to show y'all that. But just know when my setup is done, man, we might start streaming it here. You know, I got all this floor space now. Look. See all this floor space? I got all this floor space now. I got all that floor space, chat. We got all this floor space, chat. So, you know, we might have to use it for something. I don't know. I was thinking about getting like an inflatable, like, sofa or something and just like putting it over there. Cause like, low key, if I could get like a little sofa and like put that bitch right there, bro, this would be like a dope hangout spot, bro. Look at this floor, chat. All right, I'm gonna stop. Let me lock in. Y'all don't care about that at all. That is not what y'all got on here for. One bit. Because today, let me close my window. I forgot my window was open. Neighbors are cool and all. I don't want to hear what they got going on. Okay. Back to what we're supposed to be talking about. We're going to be going over NFL teams and what they did during the NFL draft. And we're going to start out in the AFC South today. And we're going to be covering the one and only Indianapolis Colts. Now, look. The Colts, I don't know what they're going to do. I really hope Daniel Jones is as good as he was last year. Because if he's not, they're cooked. I hope they realize that. If Danny Dimes is not as good as he was last year, y'all are cooked. Y'all are hoping that Indiana Jones, Daniel Jones, is going to be your answer at quarterback. Listen. Daniel Jones has had 2 good years in like 6, right? We don't know if Daniel Jones is going to be the answer when he comes back from injury. We're just hoping at this point for Indianapolis Colts fans. So I hope that y'all did not just invest that money in him for no reason. The Giants did the same thing, and look where they are at right now. But let's get on topic. We're talking about the Colts today. So let's go see exactly what Indianapolis got themselves into during the NFL draft. All right. We're going to go ahead and start. I didn't even start recording. Wow. Okay. I will have to download the stream VOD for that then. Matter of fact, I ain't even do that. We just going to start again. Because I am not trying to overcomplicate this. So we're going to start again. All right. We're going to go over. Wait, I need to get full screen first. All right. Act like the last 20 minutes didn't even happen. Act like that didn't even happen. All right. We're going to be going over the AFC South today. And we're going to be... You know what? Let me just... Let's try this one more time. Okay. We're going to be going over the AFC South today, and we're going to start with the Indianapolis Colts. I know I misclicked like 3 times. I don't care. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again. Okay. Anyway, so the Colts, they're hoping Danny Dimes can be QB of the... They're hoping Danny Dimes can be their QB1 when he comes back from injury towards Achilles. Danny Dimes has been good 2 out of the 6 years, at least I think it's been 6, that he's been in the league. Daniel Jones is not worth that contract, gang. I'm sorry. Look, call it like I see. I'm gonna call it like I see it. Daniel Jones is not a franchise quarterback. He's not. Now, he's good enough to play a couple of games, spot start for you. He may be a decent enough player to where you can win a couple games with him. You might even win 7 to 10 games with him. But I'll tell you one thing. Danny Dimes will come up short when it matters most. He is a Carson Beck. He has the blueprint of a Carson Beck. He is the blueprint of a Tony Romo. He will always come up short when it matters most. So that's why I don't feel like Daniel Jones is going to, amass to anything with the Colts. I don't think they should have paid him. But hey, they did. So we'll see what happens from there. Let's go look at their draft class and see exactly what they did. Started out taking C.J. Allen in the second round. They were another team that did not have a first round pick. The Colts were another team. Who else didn't have one? There was another team that didn't have a first round pick. Denver, the Broncos, they didn't have a first round pick. Yes, there was a couple teams that traded out of the first round altogether, or selected or traded players and picks away so that way they could get assets in the future. This was one of those teams. They don't have a first round pick, so they selected C.J. Allen in the second round, linebacker out of Georgia. He's an instinctive linebacker who has good eye discipline and is rarely out of position. So he's going to be making plays for him. He's the 4th ranked linebacker in this draft, has an 84 overall grade. This kid's going to be dominant. So looks like his comp is Roquan Smith. That's a pretty good comp, I'd have to say. So yeah, I'm excited to see this guy play. I really am. Safety, A.J. Halsey from LSU. He's a 4th ranked safety in this position group. 5'11", 215 pounds. He's a muscle-bound safety. He had 89 tackles last season. Shows knockback ability when coming downhill. Best in run support. Yes, he's going to win a lot of man-to-man matchups at the next level. Zone-heavy scheme. Overall, he's better suited working in the box. Yeah, I mean, this is a great value draft pick here. This is a position of need that they had, so they're able to address it early in the draft. I'm actually really happy with this these first 2 selections. Really, their linebacker selection. That was a good one. C.J. Allen, I was really high on him, so I'm glad they got him in the second round. Jalen Farmer, offensive guard out of Kentucky, 7th ranked lineman in this draft. They got him in the 4th round. Maybe he's not the 7th ranked offensive lineman. Maybe he's just like the 7th ranked offensive guard. I don't know how you would, because there's so many. Like if you break it down, because you got centers, tackles, guards, and then just general linemen. So is he just like classified as a guard specifically? If that's the case, I don't know if he's the best overall, like 7th best overall lineman in this draft. If that was the case, that was me, buddy. If it was the case, he probably still wouldn't be here in the 4th. Really? Got Bryce Botchter, linebacker out of Oregon, linebacker depth. Said he doesn't make flashy plays, but puts himself in position to show up around the ball. Okay, so this is a player that you're going to want. This is a ball hawk. This is somebody like a Deron Bland. He's always going to be in position to make something happen. So this is the type of player that you're going to want. He's instinctual, like a Carson Schlesinger. He'll find a way to get to the play and find a way to make things happen. This is a good player, and this is the type of person you're going to want to pick up late in the draft that may become a diamond in the rough for you. You never know. So a good pick by the Colts. Then they got George Gums Jr., edge from Florida. Ranked 20th at his position, 6'4", 245. Damn, that's a big dude. It says a stand-up edge rusher who wins with speed but could improve his ability to loop toward the passer. It's probably why he went in the 5th round. He's fairly effective on the stat sheet, but doesn't show his presence doesn't show up as much. He's a run defender. Okay, so basically he still has a little bit to go develop-wise. I think we can all agree there. But not a bad pickup for them. They got another edge rusher in the 6th round, Caden Curry out of Ohio State. He's 6'3", 257 pounds. These edge rushers are huge. Another edge rusher here. He shows a good punch, lack of bulk, and slow to shut off blockers. That's probably why he fell to the 6th round. We'll see if he can fix those problems here in the league. Seth McGowan, running back from Kentucky. Says he's NFL ready, 13th ranked running back in this draft. He can split defenders into small running lanes. He's tough and manages to keep his pad level low. So, hey, he might see some playing time for the Colts this season. Now, they already have Jonathan Taylor, so he's not going to be the lead back. He's not taking that position anytime soon. Everybody and their mama know that one because of Jonathan Taylor. But he might be able to get some carries, and maybe he can carve out a path for him in the league. Who knows? Find a little niche. And then their last pick was Deion Burks, wide receiver from Oklahoma. He posted outstanding testing numbers at the Combine. and finished in the top percentiles of every drill for wide receivers. He's a fluid route runner. He has top end speed, but it doesn't consistently translate to the field. He has good awareness along the boundary and can fight through contact, but it's a concern because of his lack of size. So he'll need to work on sustaining blocks more. But hey, for a 7th-round selection, this is not a bad pickup. So I'm not even mad at it for him. Not even mad at it. Now, if you look at their depth chart, let's see. Anthony Richardson's going to get traded here shortly, most likely. Yeah, Seth McGowan is their third-ranked running back behind DJ. Who is DJ Giddens? Can somebody tell who the hell is DJ Giddens? I don't know who he is. I'm not trying to be. I just don't know who the hell dude is. But I've never heard of that name before. So I was checking my phone. That's an odd name. DJ Giddens. DJ Giddens. I'm gonna stop. Let me just focus on doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm sorry. Let me lock in, guys. I apologize for that. I'm gonna just DJ Giddens probably tough, man. He definitely tougher than me. He in the NFL, so I'll say that. Okay, let's see. When you look on the depth chart, where did I say Alec? Oh, that's Drew Ogletree. Okay, looks like most of their draft was mainly defense, which makes sense because their offense was really good last year. Their defense struggled mightily. They needed a lot of help last year. I'm trying to figure out where that wide receiver went on their depth chart. Deion Burks. There he is. Okay, yeah. So he's second on their. Oh, he's okay. So he'll see playing time for sure next year. I mean, it goes Josh Downs. Josh Downs is actually underrated as heck. Josh Downs is underrated, but it goes Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, Nick Westbrook, Akeen, and then it goes to Ashton Dolan and Deion Burks. So I imagine he'll see some time this year, most likely. Then you scroll down here, you get a look at the other side of the roster, and let's see if we can find some of the defensive players. There's George Gums right there. There's Caden Curry. You scroll down a little bit more. I'm trying to see if I can find the other guy. I don't know where he's at. AJ Halsey's down there. Yeah, I mean, they got some pretty decent guys from this draft. CJ Allen's gonna be the starting middle linebacker. So Colts, they didn't do too bad of a job this year for that draft. They really didn't. I mean, let's go see what they had them what their grade was, because I want to know what CBS had them rated as. I don't know how high their grade was. If I had to guess, it was probably like a B plus or something. If that was, I mean, that's probably similar to the grade I would give the Colts, because they needed defense, and that's exactly what they did. They went and attacked defense. So, yeah, they gave the Colts an A minus. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was close. You know what? Colts, you did a really good job this year in the draft. You addressed all the needs, all the concerns that you had and what you needed to get. You got a good linebacker in C.J. Allen early in the draft. Then you were able to come back and get another playmaker with Bryce Bocchetter in the 4th round. Then you were able to get 2 edge rushers in Caden Curry and George Gums while still picking up a really good safety in A.J. Halsey. I got to give you an A. The Colts did a really good job this year. So, Colt fans, y'all going to be happy with this grade. You guys are getting an A. Good job. I like your draft. They give you an A minus. I'm going to give you guys an A. You didn't have a 1st-round pick, but with the picks that you did have, you made some really good selections, so you're getting an A from me. So, Colts fans, y'all got a reason to celebrate. I'm going to go ahead and enter that into the spreadsheet for you, because I know y'all going to want to have me update that. So, I'm going to go ahead over here. I'm going to add that A for you. All right, that's it for Colts fans now. We done got y'all up out of here. Colts fans, you done. Next one we're going to be covering is going to be the Jaguars, so we're going to get to work on that one. All right, let me see why he barking. All right, sorry for that, chat. We are back, and we're gonna be covering the AFC South today. And today we're gonna be covering. Wait, I already said that. Let me try this again. All right. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Today we're gonna be covering the AFC South, and in this specific video, we'll be covering the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's go, Jags! Yeah, man. Okay. So last time we did the Colts. Now we're going to do the Jags. All right. So the Colts, they had a really good draft. They did. So, I mean, I got to give them props for that. Everybody clap it up. And let's see if the Jags draft class matches up. Now, I have heard some pretty dastardly things about the draft class that Jacksonville had this year. So I don't know if they're going to stack up, but we're going to see. We are going to see. Let's go ahead and lock this in. Okay. It's reloading on me. So Jacksonville's first selection came in the second round because everybody knows they traded their first round selection this year to the Cleveland Browns so we could select Mason Graham. And so we could turn around this year and select KC Concepcion late in the first round. So thank you, Jaguars. You helped us out. But anyway, let's get back to the Jaguars draft. Their first selection of this draft was Nate Borcher, who was a tight end from Texas A&M. 6'4", 245, ranked 13th at his position group. His production was limited, totaling just 417 career yards, but he has sufficient ball skills, so he can win against zone coverage. He lacks a sudden ability to change speed. He struggles to move defenders because of average punch strength, but he does a good job sustaining blocks. It says he'll need to develop even more when he reaches the NFL. So, yeah, this is a guy that's going to be good for them, but he's going to have to develop a little bit. So, and that's all good. Next is going to be Albert Regis, who was another Texas A&M guy. If it'll load. Okay. So yeah, he's low center of gravity, allows him to anchor and hold at the point of attack. He's a short stature that can't hurt him against long blockers. He's not extremely productive as a pass rusher, okay? But he can move guards and centers off their mark. Okay. I'm confused. Wasn't there a better defensive tackle on the board at this spot? I mean, it looks like they drafted him pretty early, right at the halfway point in the third round. I know for a fact there was still at least one top defensive tackle on the board. I'm not sure if this was a good selection by them, but we'll have to keep going. I don't know yet. Besides, he could prove me wrong and he could end up being a dog. But right now, I'm just like, I think there was somebody better on the board. Okay. This is going. They got a good offensive guard right here. He's third ranked in this position group. They got him in the third round. Said he was named to the first team All Big Ten last season. Does a good job of unlocking his hips and playing with power and explosion. He keeps his feet running through contact and finishes blocks, but he can struggle against quicker defenders, and if he doesn't immediately get his hands on them. But it says he should be able to compete in an NFL locker room. His comp is Cesar Ruiz. I don't know who that is, but I'm going to guess that's a decent comp. I'm not really big into linemen. Jalen Husky, cornerback from Maryland, ranked 25th at his position group. Why did they draft him so soon? He probably would have been available, right? I mean, 25th? Dog. Yeah, this is a big surprise to finish day 2, entering Thursday. He was given an 18% chance to get drafted, let alone in the third round. Okay, you lost me here, Jacksonville. I mean, he's ranked 25th. I mean, I'm not saying the guy can't play. He's not a baller, but he didn't have a high chance of getting drafted. You drafted him in the third round. I don't know. Maybe they saw something in him. No one else did. I mean, They had him rated as the 228th best prospect. They drafted him in the third round, which was still in the top 100. I'm not sure I understand that, but what do I know? Then they drafted Wesley Williams, edge out of Duke, another guy that's sub 20. Look, I mean that's over 20. Look, rank is 23. His rank is 23rd. Adequate size and sound when filling gaps and has good hand usage to keep defenders off of him. Flashes some strength at the point of attack, but he can be overpowered at times. We'll just have to see what he can do. Tanner Cole. Okay. 18th ranked tight end. 211th overall ranking. It says he had a productive college career, being named to an All-MAC team, had good body control and exhibited some explosiveness while with his testing at the combine. It doesn't always show up in his route running, though. He's limited with his abilities to catch the ball. However, he could be aggressive in that area at the next level. I think they're talking about him as a blocker. So, who knows? This kid is basically what they're saying is he has the potential to be a decent blocker. He still needs to work on catching the ball. That's what I gather from that. Josh Cameron, wide receiver out of Baylor, 24th ranked prospect. They got him, or he's the 67th ranked prospect, 24th best receiver. They got him in the 6th round. Okay, since he's not overly polished as a route runner, but he can use his size to his advantage. He's 6'1", he's 220. He's really good at winning fade routes and jump balls in the end zone. With 19 receiving touchdowns over the past 2 seasons, he has good balance, body control, and core strength. Okay, so he's a physical blocker who can sustain blocks on the perimeter. So this is going to be a blocking wide receiver for them. Probably a guy that's not going to get a ton of production through the air, but he will definitely be setting blocks and setting crackdowns, and he may get a couple of drawn out plays for him. But yeah, this isn't it's not a horrible pick. It's not horrible. C.J. Williams, wide receiver from Stanford. He transferred to Stanford after 2 seasons at Wisconsin. He's not a vertical threat when he's not overly fast or explosive, but he's a smart route runner and knows how to create separation. And he led Stanford with 749 receiving yards in 2025. Yeah, this is one of those picks where it's just a coin flip. You know, if it lands on heads, it lands on heads. If it lands on tails, it lands on tails. They just had to take another swing at wide receiver, so they took another swing late in this draft. Probably because with Travis Hunter moving him to corner full time, now they're gonna need to replace him on the offensive side of the ball. So it makes sense they drafted 2 wide receivers. I just wish they would have drafted somebody a little bit higher in this draft. If you're gonna take 2 wide receivers, why are you waiting until the 6th round to draft them? You could have drafted, instead of drafting this guy, Wesley Williams, or instead of drafting Jalen Husky right here, you probably could have drafted a better wide receiver. Matter of fact, I know they could have. Denzel Boston was still on the board. Denzel Boston was still on the board here. They could have took Denzel Boston and then came back for Jalen Husky late in the 3rd or early in the 4th if they really loved him that much. He was going to be there. Denzel Boston was not, and he was on the board. There were still other top-end talents on the board, and they selected whatever, Jalen Husky. I'm not saying the guy can't pan out to be good. They just could have used those picks a little bit better, a little bit wiser, and they could have gotten a better wide receiver. Instead of getting 2 lower tier, they could have got 1 high tier wide receiver, one that was going to be somebody's wide receiver 1/2 in Denzel Boston. Instead, they decided to wait, and they drafted 2 wide receivers late in the 6th round. I'm not sure how good those guys are going to pan out to be. I'm hoping that one of them will develop, both of them will develop into something, but who knows? It's you kind of take that chance when you draft late in the draft. And at pick number 17 in the 7th round, they got Zach Durfee, edge out of Washington. Says he's a good frame and a quick first step. He can harness his speed, to power in his pass rush, displaying very good balance and flexibility to get around blocks. Okay, well, again, one of those things is just another dart on the board. You know, you got to throw one. Parker Hughes, linebacker, Middle Tennessee. He's a strong downhill linebacker who led Middle Tennessee with 99 tackles. He has a good burst and will come downhill to fill the running lane. He's a very good tackler, consistently wrapping up when he takes down a ball carrier. Okay. So basically, he's gonna be able to create plays for this team. I'm just hoping that those wide receivers they drafted will pan out for him. Let's go look at their depth chart. Okay, let's go down here a little bit. Okay, on the offensive side, Josh Cameron is right there. C.J. Williams is right underneath him. Nate Borcher, second-ranked tight end. I don't like some of their draft picks, and I don't understand why they drafted some of these guys so late. Like, you're drafting key pieces, but you're drafting them all so late in this draft. I don't get it. Let's see where they all landed at. Where'd their safety land? Parker Hughes is right here. Jalen Husky, free safety. He's behind Antonio Johnson. Probably a depth piece, but he could take his spot. What are his stats from last season? Yeah, he more than likely will be competition for him. So, I don't know. What did CBS give him? They gave him a B-. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. They were being generous. I don't like their draft. I mean, they reached for a couple of players. Look, I mean, look how many C's they have. Their first overall selection was a C. Their second one was a C plus. Their fourth selection was a C plus. Their fifth selection was a C. They just have too many C's, bro. The math is not mathing. It's not. It's not. Jacksonville, you guys did not do a very good job this year in the draft. I'm going to be honest. You're going to get, honestly, from me, they gave you a B. I'm going to give you a C minus. I'm very disappointed in this draft. I'm very disappointed in it. I mean, like I said, Denzel Boston was still on the board when you selected Jalen Husky. They selected him with a top 100 selection. He was still on the board. He was right there. And instead of selecting him, you decided to go for Jalen Husky instead. I can't get over that. Then you want to draft two wide receivers later in this draft who will not be wide receiver ones for you. They won't. They can't. I mean, they have the potential to be good, but they're not going to be that good. I mean, you're drafting them in the 5th and 6th round. Just think about where you're drafting them at. You could have drafted Denzel Boston early in the 3rd. So, that's going to end. I mean, let's go ahead and update it in the doc. I'm going to go ahead and update it in the doc for them. Let me go ahead and update this. Yeah, Jaguars, you're getting a C minus from me. I didn't like your draft. You could have done better and wasn't as strong as it could have been. And you drafted a lot of players too early. You reached on a lot of your players. So you're getting a C minus from me. This is one of those times you don't want to reach on too many players. They reached on a lot of players. They could have got. I keep harping back to Denzel Boston. He was there, and the Browns took him off the board 3 picks later. He was there. So, all right. Next up, we got the Texans, and then we're gonna finish out the AFC South by crowning a champion. All right. Sound good? Deuces, y'all. I'm out of here. All right. Not really out of here. I just had to, in that video. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying? We got to communicate. Boom. Now I think we're on Houston now. Wow. They lost? No way. Well, I guess they didn't have a quarterback, but not quarterback. See, I'm over here talking about basketball and I'm saying quarterback. What is wrong with me? Let me go on. Let me pause for a second. All right, we're back. Sorry. Sorry. We're back. I had to address some stuff. But all right, man. Welcome back in. We're going to be going over the AFC South today, and we're going to be covering the Texans, man. The Houston Texans. Now, all right, uncovered the Titans, the Colts, and the Jaguars. As you can see, we got a CAB, we got a CAB. Jaguars got a C, the Colts got an A, and the Titans got a B. Now, I'm hoping the Texans don't keep this trend going and they get like a D or a F. Like, I don't want to see that, okay? I want them to have a good draft because the Jaguars draft actually pissed me off. Like, genuinely, I got mad reading their draft board. So, we're going to go ahead and open up Houston's draft board, and I'm really hoping they got some better prospects. I think they had a decent draft, but we're going to figure that out right now. So, let's go ahead and take a look at it. They got offensive guard Keelan Rutledge, 4th ranked in this draft out of Texas Tech. He is a comp to Rob Jones. He's very strong hands, and once he's latched on, it's very hard for defenders to shed blocks. So it looks like he will be seeing a lot of playing time early on in his career. That's a good pickup for him. This is a very good pickup for him. And they also got free agent Wyatt Teller, who's going to slide in at left guard. So this kid is going to learn from a good offensive lineman right there in his own right. So there we go. I like that pickup for him. Caden McDonald from Ohio State, defensive tackle. The first ranked defensive tackle at this position group, and he went in the 2nd round. Wow. He was ranked first and went in the 2nd round. Sometimes that's what happens. But hey, this is a great pickup for him. Miller's comp is Travis Jones. He was the Big Ten Offensive Lineman of the Year. Defensive Lineman of the Year. Wow. Yeah, I'm honestly kind of shocked he was still here. Yeah, they did a good job picking him up, and the defense is already good. Shh, man. Marlon Klein, tight end out of Michigan. Okay, he's 15th ranked. This one seems like he might be a little bit of a reach here. He's not flashy on film, but and he has he's not flashy on film, and he lacks great collegiate statistical production. He could square up and punch and move his feet through contact as a blocker, though. Okay. Well, and it says starter Dalton Schultz is 29 years old and on the last year of his contract. So they're looking at him as a future tight end 1. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but hey, if they need him, they got him. Offensive guard Febuchi Nwanu. Okay, for where they took him at, I'm not mad. Now, the prospect rating is a little bit concerning, seeing as he's ranked 253rd overall. But again, if you need an offensive guard, he's the best available, or at least you feel like he was the best available player, and you did your homework on him and you liked him, then okay, I'll give you that. They already made a couple really good selections early, so I'm not going to knock them for that one. They're able to get Wade Woodez, linebacker out of Clemson. He's a disciplined run defender who reads and keys well. He takes good angles and will come downhill to fill the hole. He does a good job engaging with defenders. Okay. So, with engaging and keeping defenders off his chest. Okay. So, he didn't have, it said, wait, one thing. Overall, Woodez is a well-rounded player who didn't show game-wrecking ability in college. Okay, that's a big one. So, he won't completely destroy the game. He may make a play or two here and there, but he's not going to be a game changer, right? He's not a Myles Garrett. He's not a Nick Bonito. He's not a Fred Warner, right? He's not going to disrupt the game, right? He's not going to do that, right? He's not going to make a game-changing interception, right? He's not going to create a crazy defensive play, right? He might have a big hit. He might have a tackle for loss or a sack, but he's not going to have like a 80-yard pick six, right? That's basically what they're comping him as. He's not going to have that big playability. Kamari Ramsey, wow, why did he slide so far? He slid to the 5th round. The 10th ranked safety in this position group, 98th overall rank. It could just be because he's a safety. Safeties are not very high valued in the league, so that could be why he slid this far. But I don't understand why he slid this far. Looking at his ranking, looking at everything, this guy should not have slid this far. So I don't really know what else to say. He definitely should have went earlier than what he did. But They were able to get him in the 5th round, and once again, here we go. The Texans are getting these players, and it's just surprising me that they're still on the board. Like, what the hell is he still doing on the board? Wide receiver out of Boston College, Lewis Bond. They took a flyer on him. He's a natural route runner who does a good job finding green grass. He lacks elite speed, but he does make up for it both running his routes, and his tempo is good. Okay. He has natural hands, tied for the 5th most receptions in the FBS last season. Okay, so yeah, he's gonna be a good maybe 3rd down route runner. You know, maybe a slot receiver. Who knows? You know, he's 5'11", 190 pounds. We've yet to see what he's gonna actually end up being or what he's gonna become. But hey, it's a decent pickup for him where they got him at. And then we're still able to get a pretty decent linebacker late in the draft. 197th overall ranking, 17th overall, with Aiden Fisher out of Indiana. Again, this is another Kirk Cignetti guy right here. You know, and it's even says right here. Look, followed by Coach Kirk Cignetti to Indiana. He'll fight through contact, and he can get stuck on blocks and struggles to disengage from offensive linemen when they climb up to the 2nd level. He's more effective when he can sidestep and rip under blocks rather than taking them head on. So, again, I'm actually thoroughly pleased with who they have selected and who they were able to get. I didn't know they got Caden McDonald here, and I didn't know that Keelan Rutledge was as high rated of it. I didn't really look at the draft board too much. So I knew the name, didn't know the prospect, didn't know how high it was rated. Now let's go look and see what they had them rated as. Because I already have my grade in mind, but I like to see what they have them rated as before I go and make my own. Okay. So they gave the Texans a B, and the reason why they gave them a B was because of this selection right here, and then the one that followed it. Right, these 2 selections right here are what gave the Texans that B rating. Right, and I mean I agree. I mean look, they got 2 really good players at the top of the draft, and they drafted solid after their first 4th round selection. So that 2nd round selection and then that 4th round selection of Febchi Nwau, those 2 were pretty bad selections. You know, if they drafted really well all around and had those 2 really bad selections, that's going to drag their grade down significantly. So they gave them a B, right? I'm probably going to have to agree with that grade. I'm probably giving them a B as well. And it's not like they couldn't do better than that, but I just, those 2 selections, they're going to impact their grade. They have a D- grade and a C- grade on those players, and they drafted them early. Like he spent a top 100 pick on one of those guys. The other one followed up after the top 100, and they drafted him. So those 2 players, with where they drafted them at, those 2 picks are just not going to help them. At least they're just not good picks for where they selected them at. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. You see the Texans with a B rating. And if you look all across the board, the team in the AFC South that wins the division will be the Indianapolis Colts. Clap it up, everybody. Clap it up for the Colts. The Colts have won the AFC South. Next, we move on to the AFC East, our last division in the AFC. So, I'm going to go ahead and get off here now. Chop these up. Lock them in. Post them. So, y'all going to see these videos now. But, we're going to go ahead. Knock these out. I already have the next division lined up and ready to go. So, I will stream that part tomorrow. I hope y'all be ready for that. I'm going to drop that. I'm going to drop one of these videos tomorrow. Then I'm going to stream the next 4. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to stream the next 4. I'm going to post one, and we're going to keep going from there. All right? Because I'm trying to drag this content thing out, man. As long as I can, you know what I'm saying? Till the NFL season come back, I'm just trying to drag this out, you know what I'm saying? As long as I can. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to do that. We're going to do that. But anyway, I love y'all for watching. Peace. I'm out. I got to get some stuff done. I'm out of here. So, whatever. Yee.